Hello YouTube and welcome to the channel. It's the new year and I've started a new series, Special Air Service Virtual Airline. In this series I'll be starting a new company in EHLE 2 and fly cargo and passenger operations, charter flights and special missions in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Join me on my flights where I'll try to grow the airline and become a real aviation powerhouse. Hello and welcome again to Special Air Service. My name is Ronald and I'll be your captain for this series. It's a beautiful winter morning here at Echo Hotel Lima Echo, Lelystad Airport. This airfield will be the base of our new company. Lelystad is my hometown and the airfield has seen some major changes over the past few years, including an extension of the runway. It's located in the heart of the Netherlands, which gives us a great starting location to fly to Belgium, Germany, France and the UK. From here we will start to build a company and eventually open up new hubs in different places of Europe and the rest of the world. We are currently parked on the Foxtrot apron on the south side of the airfield, at the former hangar of the Zelfvliegen Flight School. They have moved across the street last month to the hangar where the Martinair Flight Academy was based for many years before they moved to GRONY Airport. This hangar will provide us with enough space for our first few aircraft and I think this will give us a nice platform to start from. So without further ado, let's get into our brand new Cessna 172. So welcome on the flight deck of the Papa Hotel, Hotel Delta Alpha, our newly delivered Cessna 172 Skyhawk. With the wonderful glass cockpit. We have spray painted it in our new company livery and I think it looks splendid. The ground crew has already fueled up the plane and loaded the cargo on board. Today we are flying 118 kilos of cleaning products to Germany, to Echo Delta Whiskey Lima, Langeoog. It's in the north of the country, and yeah, before your arrival I've already completed the walk around, so I'd say we are ready to go. Pre-flight inspection is complete, seats and seatbelts are on, the doors are closed and latched on both sides, circuit breakers are all in. Let's remove the yoke, check, all in. Electronic switches are off. A fuel selector switch can come to both and the fuel valve can come on. And the brakes are set. I'm flying with the Saitek Yoke system, the rudder pedals. I have the Saitek switch panel and the radio panel, and for the throttles I'm using the Honeycomb Bravo throttle quadrants. I'm using SPAD.next to flip all the switches, so you may not see me move it in the sim. It makes flying lots easier. So let's crack the throttle a bit. Idle is cut off. And make sure that the prop area is clear, which it is. And then we can test the standby battery. As far as I understand, you have to test it for approximately 20 seconds and make sure the light stays on. This should be enough. We can arm it and we make sure that the PFD, the primary flight display, comes on. Let's brighten it up a bit. We make sure that we have at least 24 volts in the E-bus of the battery and less than 1.5 volts in the M-bus, and the S-bus is discharging, which it is. And let's make sure that we have the low oil pressure annunciator, the oil pressure annunciator, the low volts, and the low vacuum annunciator, and that the standby battery is annunciator is on, which it is, so we can turn on the master avionics and battery switch, the alternator and battery switch, and now the standby annunciator is off. Alright, making sure that the prop area is clear again, let's turn on the fuel pump and add fuel 1000, 2000, 3000, and back to idle cutoff, and fuel pump can come to off. So we have primed the engine and let's start it. Clear prop. Let's put on the headphones. Let me know in the comments down below if you can hear me alright. So I think we are all set. We make sure that the battery is charging, which it is. We have faults on both the buses, and the battery is charging 23 amps. Yep, we can turn on the avionics switch. And let's turn on the beacon lights and the nav lights. We should have done that already. The radios are still tuned from when the aircraft was delivered. So I think we are ready to listen to the ATIS. Let's select come to.
This is Echo Hotel Lima Echo Information Oscar. Time 0800. Landing runway at 23. Takeoff runway at 23. Runway condition report at time 0800. Runway condition code. Touchdown 6. Midpoint 6. Stop end 6. Contaminants. Touchdown 100% drive. Midpoint 100% drive. Stop end 100% drive. Transition level not determined. Wind 217 degrees 40 knots. Visibility, NIRDU. No clouds detected. Temperature, 12. Dew point, 13. QNH 30.16.
30.16. Alright, we are ready to taxi.
Ground Papa Hotel, Hotel Delta Alpha Cessna Information Oscar QNH 30.16 VFR South Departure Request Taxi.
Papa Hotel, Hotel Delta Alpha Taxi to holding point runway 23 via taxiway. Contact Tower 135.18 upon reaching.
Taxi to holding point runway 23 via taxiway. Changing to Tower 135.18 upon reaching Papa Hotel, Hotel Delta Alpha.
Parking brake is released, clear on the left, clear center and clear right. Let's go. And we are idling at 360, it's great. 1000 RPM, or less. And that concludes the run-up. We are currently parked at the run-up area at Sierra 1 holding point near runway 23. I have calculated our V-speeds for today's flight by using the Cessna 172 performance app. Available in the App Store. I will link to this app in the top right corner and down below in the comment section. Rotate speed is 61 knots, Vx is 62 and Vy is 74. After takeoff we will fly runway heading and climb up to 1000 feet. Once we have passed the racetrack of the National Police Academy, we will make a 180-degree turn to the left. followed by a 90-degree turn to the right. We will follow a small local road and fly perpendicular at approximately heading 140. We will stay clear of that road and keep separation of about 500 meters or 1,500 feet for separation for the Bravo arrival. We will follow the road until we cross a bridge over a canal. This bridge is the Bravo official reference point and we will declare overhead Bravo. ATC will then give us permission to change frequencies and we will exit the CTR. From here it's only a mile and a half to the FLEVO intersection, and from here we will pick up our route and fly along the coastline of the polder to the north of the country, and in the north of the country we will follow the island change to island of Langeoog in Germany. Air traffic control was introduced at Lelystad Airport on the 7th of November 2019, and with the introduction, new VFR departure and arrival procedures came in effect. As I understand, there have been some incidents regarding separation at the airfield. ATC decided to change the availability of the arrival and departure procedures temporarily. Hence why, when the airfield is VFR, only the Mike arrival from the north and the Bravo departure to the south are allowed. The Bravo arrival is only available with a special VFR clearance from ATC. And during this procedure you need further clearance from ATC to cross the runway overhead after the Yankee waypoint. On the morning of publication of this video, these temporary VFR routes were still in effect. You will find a link to the documentation in the top right corner and the description below. And unfortunately I could only find the Dutch version of this webpage on ATC's website. And that concludes the departure briefing. Alright, the comm radios are set. Let's select tower. Nav radios, we won't use them today. I'd like to, the FMS is set, the flight is programmed in the GPS. Transponder can come to alt. I'd like to set the CDI on VFR departures to localizer and set the runway heading in the CDI in the course. Departure briefing is completed and the cabin power is off. We can turn on the phyto heat, although we probably don't need it today. We are doing a flaps up departure. We need 305 meters of runway to take off, and we have 2000 meters remaining from the Shadow 1 departure holding point, which is more than enough for today's flights. Strobe lights can come to on, and we check that we are clear left and clear right. Parking brakes released. Let's go.
Tower Papa Hotel, Hotel Delta Alpha at holding point runway 23 ready for departure.
Papa Hotel, Hotel Delta Alpha, wind 217 degrees 39 knots runway 23 cleared for takeoff south departure.
Cleared for takeoff south departure Papa Hotel, Hotel Delta Alpha.
Final is clear and the runway is clear. Let's go. We can start the clock. Landing light is on and taxi light can come on as a reminder that we are cleared. We have 23 on the tarmac on the right. Here it comes on the CDI, and we have 23 on the compass. Thrust is set. ESPs are in the green. Airspeed is alive. There's 40 knots, release the forward pressure on the yoke. And rotates. And string full PY.
Hotel Delta Alpha continues south departure report, leaving the control zone.
Continue south departure will go when leaving Papa Hotel, Hotel Delta Alpha.
You can just see the end of the racetrack of the National Police Academy. Clear left and clear right. Start our turn. Clear left and clear right. And this is exactly why ATC has changed the arrival and departure procedures temporarily, because it's very hard to see where you are at the moment, and a mid-air collision is so easily made. Well, we are over the channel, so let's declare overhead Bravo. Lelystad Tower, Papa Hotel, Hotel Delta Alpha is overhead Bravo.
Papa Hotel, Hotel Delta Alpha, leaving control zone, frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved. Papa Hotel, Hotel Delta Alpha.
Oh wow, this looks fantastic. This is exactly why I love to fly flight simulation, or play any simulation games for that matter. Driving, flying, just trying to do something you wouldn't normally be doing in real life. I just love aviation. I come from a very aviation-minded family. One of my uncles used to be a flight engineer at KLM Airlines. And another uncle used to have his private pilot license and was a member of one of the flying clubs in Lelystad. And my dad and I used to join him ever so often to fly to Zeeland or one of the Wadden Isles, just like these, just to have a cup of coffee or some lunch. And my dad was working at one of the big computer companies at the time, and we would have one of the first personal computers in our neighborhood. And flight simulation was obviously the game we played. So I've been flying flight simulation games for about 35 years. It was probably one of the first versions of Microsoft Flight Simulator. And can you imagine going from this to this? So after a while I wanted a bit more than flying circles around your house. And then I discovered AirHoler. It gives me an incentive to fly. I started flying AirHoler back in the days of FSX, at the time when the TV show Flying Wild to Alaska was broadcasted on the Discovery Channel.
In Alaska, most towns get everything they need by air. On Friday, January 14th.
This was exactly the type of flying I wanted to do, flying small aircraft in and out of challenging airstrips. And so the idea of special air service was born. If you have a cargo that needs to be flown out of a grass airstrip close to your factory, we're the ones to call. And so we live by our motto, whenever, wherever. We are currently flying overhead the island of Noordenij at 3,500 feet, 8 nautical miles west of the island of Langeoog. You can see it in the distance there. Weather is pretty much the same, so I think runway 23 is our best option. And looking at charts.arrow, we can see that Langeoog has a left-hand circuit for runway 23, and circuit pattern altitude is 800 feet. Like before, I have calculated our landing performance using the Cessna 172 performance app from the App Store, and looking at our speeds, VREF is 61 knots, I like to set that in VR, VX is 62 knots, and Vy is 74. And I set the minimums to the circuit pattern altitude at 800. So let's start the descent. So we will follow the coastline on the south side of the sea. We will descend to about 1000 feet and then turn left to the island. So let's get the descent checklist. Weather is checked, power is set, mixture is as required, trim is set, altimeters are set 30.16. TDI soft key, let's select that one to OBS and dial in the runway heading of 230. I like to use the OBS because this way it's almost acting like a localizer. When you dial in the course, it draws out an extended center line from the active waypoint. And this way you can see how far off course you are from the runway. And let's set the bearing to GPS so we can see our relation to the airfields. And let's start our turn into the circuit. Clear on the right and clear on the left. Landing light is on, taxi light can come on. Select flaps 1, speed is checked, flaps 10 selected,
Papa Hotel, Hotel Delta Alpha left-hand downwind runway 23.
So flaps 20. Let's turn final.
Papa Hotel, Hotel Delta Alpha final runway 23 to land.
Before landing checklist, passengers are briefed, seats and seatbelts are on, fuel selector switch is set to both, mixture is fully rich, airspeed is good, we are a bit high, flaps are set 20 and landing lights are on. Landing checklist is complete. We can make the fields flaps full. A little bit high. now we have a floater. But nice landing. Flaps up. And brake for the exit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Langeoog. Landing lights can come off. Ropes are off. That's there. Only vacated.
Papa Hotel, Hotel Delta Alpha runway vacated.
Ah, wonderful. Microsoft Flight Simulator vehicles blocking the taxiway again. What are you gonna do, mate? Okay, just let's take a detour. Alright, taxi light can come off. And parking brake is set. Transponder can come to standby. Can stop the clock. Phyto heat is off. Throttle mixture got off. Fuel valve is closed. Left fuel tank is selected. Avionics switch is off. Lights can come off. Batteries. So once again, welcome to Langeoog. We would like to thank you for flying Special Air Service. If you have enjoyed this flight, please consider signing up for our frequent flyer program. And we hope to see you soon on board of one of our flights. Have a wonderful day and take care.